Yellow Home
with Ella Schofield
and Big House.
And we're live through till 8 o'clock tonight. I hope you're having a good one. It's hot as a jalapeno on a hot rock out there, but lovely, lovely weekend. Let's quickly look at the COVID numbers, if we have them today.
Before that, Saudi Arabia as well confirmed that they've vaccinated half of the population in Saudi Arabia, which is also a big deal. But the Ministry of Health and Prevention in the UAE announced today 1,518 new cases. We're somehow still on the same kind of numbers as last week, which is really cool. 1,500 plus.
Right.
1,490 people recovered from COVID in the past 24 hours. And we did conduct 280,000 plus tests in the past 24 hours. Sadly, 6 people have passed away from COVID-19 in the past 24 hours. So the total numbers right now, we have 650,000 plus cases in the United Arab Emirates, out of which 628,000 have recovered, which leaves around 20,000 plus active cases in the UAE. In addition to, of course, more than 70% of the population in the UAE is actually vaccinated. We're doing really well when it comes to that. The awareness is really on point. This weekend I was in one of the big buildings in the UAE, and they said they don't allow anyone unless you're vaccinated. And these people have a lot of people coming in every single day, so no one can go in unless you're vaccinated. At least with the first dose. So there are some rules and regulations that are going to be, obviously implemented. I'm personally, I don't know how I feel about it. At least give me another option, which is the PCR test.
Yes, agreed.
But when you just say if you're vaccinated, because a lot of people can get vaccinated for whatever reason, whether they have
pregnancy, illness,
and illness or whatever it is. So I just think that it's a bit unfair for people to miss out on some things, miss out on work opportunities. Saturday I was in a panel discussion and we were talking about this, how artists, it's a bit unfair, and if some artists cannot get vaccinated for whatever reason, health-wise, then they had to kind of say no to that opportunity and give it to somebody who's less talented than them, but they're vaccinated. And then these guys end up to make money, and these guys have less money, which eventually now one of the artists is leaving back to New Zealand. So now what's happening is that because he doesn't want to get vaccinated, and he's like,
can't stay.
All the gigs that I'm applying for want me to be vaccinated. I'm like, if we can work something out with that, if anyone is listening from the UAE cultural department, if we can have some sort of a plan where at least they can get PCR tests every couple of days, it's even better. It's better for them. Just not to have these opportunities gone. But yeah, these are the updates from the UAE.
I hear you. Flicking around the world, Malta has now said it requires proof of vaccination, funnily enough, following its announcement to allow visitors to enter. So that was exciting last week when Malta opened its borders, but now it's saying, but however, you need to be vaccinated. So it does seem to be a common tale throughout the world. Chris Eubank has done an interesting article today, actually. He's opened up about the death of his brother, and obviously that had a big impact on him. He hasn't spoken about it before. There's news coming out of sort of Rome. Football's coming Rome. That's one of the headlines, which is quite funny.
Yeah, but instead of home, it's Rome. Yeah.
It's Rome. I quite like that. But the Italian manager, has just said this is going to be a wonderful Euro final. Stand by your beds. The team have already left. They're on their way. The Italian squad are on their way. There's pictures now just breaking of them on their way to Wembley. So that is happening. And I'm just... there's reports of fireworks set off near Italy team hotel, and there's a potential injury blow for England, which I'm going to talk about later on. And also Gareth Southgate, the manager, because I mean the headlines are dominated at the moment by what's happening tonight. But it's important to also realise, and it's an English person saying this, Italy haven't won this for 50 years either. So when these two teams go head to head tonight, you've got us who haven't won it since 1802. We've never won it, in fact, but Italy hasn't won it for 50 years either. So there's a lot invested on both sides. It's going to be great fun. Gareth Southgate, though, has come out and said, and obviously that's our manager, and has said the English fans and their support and their energy has given the team such a lift. To Hass and I were like, / pressure. Could be a lot of pressure. But look, let's see how it goes. So, yeah, that's it. Those are the headlines for now. Those are the headlines for today. And
Yeah, I think what you said towards the end, I think it's really important. We're dominated by the English news mainly, that they haven't won it, but also
Yeah.
Italy is as hungry.
They are.
And
They are.
and at the end of the day, you speak on the pitch like you speak on the field. Now, did England do well? Yes, it did really well. It's a bit controversial how they got there, but we got past
Yeah,
through that.
on the one
And,
game.
Yeah. No, facts. And I just think that it's football. And then the teams, how they played. Technically speaking, England's first test came with Denmark. As a test, as a pressure test, this came in. They're the only team that actually scored against this team.
Yeah.
So
well, no, I think Germany a good team.
no, I
And
mean no
for
one
us,
scored at them.
Yes,
So in
yeah,
terms
yeah.
of pressure,
Yeah.
you know, I think, you know, look, what I'm trying to say is that a lot of English talk, and just for the sake of balance, also Italy is hungry.
Oh, yeah,
and I
they're
think
coming
it's just,
in hard,
Yeah,
for sure.
both teams are hungry, and I do predict it's going to be a good final. May the best win. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's too much pressure on both players.
It's a lot.
Specifically, mainly England, with the whole coming home, you haven't won.
Yeah, we got a song that trounces them. Yeah, I agree with you.
If you liked this episode of Yalla Home, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.